Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So everybody knows the pastime. What are the lessons? Let us just meditate. Whenever we meditate on Lord Rama's pastime, what are the lessons? What do we take home from that pastime which we can, implement in our life? The first thing that everybody strikes is Lord Rama's role. There is no difference between Krishna and Lord Rama. He is the same person. God is one. God cannot be two. But it don't say Devi is God. Nowhere scripture also says so. She is one of the agents of the Lord. But most people are just interested in some material opulence, some sense gratification, like dogs and cats. So therefore, they generally look for some shortcut. So they go to the Devatas. And Bhagavad Gita does not recommend at all worship of a Devata. It does not condemn it. It does not ban it. It does not recommend it. Therefore Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Kame Sata Hita Jnana Yajante Anya Devata. When the mind is stolen by illusion, person runs to worship anybody except the Supreme Lord. There is no need actually. But we are not saying we don't respect. Devatas are very respectable. But there is no need to say there is I gave a class on that. Like giving bribe. It's like you go to some office. Okay. Your job is with the main man. I have to go. Some permission I need. You want to get water connection to your house. Now you have to meet, say, some XX engineer. He is the one who has to sanction it. But there are always nowadays, particularly middlemen. Not only middlemen, there are some junior officers who they will say, and he has no power to sanction. He will say, you will give me 500 rupees, I'll get the job done. The point is, when the door of the chief engineer is open, and he is a gentleman, what is the need to bribe the lower officials? There is no need. I am not saying you don't respect the lower officials, but there is no need to bribe them. Now you see a chowkidar, you give him due respect, but doesn't mean now you respect him like a chief engineer. He deserves due respect. Being a government official there, you cannot disrespect him. But at the same time, there is no need for you to give bribe to him. The same way, we respect all the Devatas, but we don't give bribe to them. Bribe in the sense that Devatas are also not looking for your bribe. They are not asking you for the bribe. And all the Devatas are great devotees of the Lord. It's an irritation when you go pestering any Devata, particularly Lord Shiva and Durga. They are so exalted. And you pester them with a material demand. Actually, you are irritating them. You are not pleasing them. You are irritating them. Just like suppose, I gave the example when Srila Prabhupada was traveling in the train, so many times. And some Indians were there in the train. Sometimes people are like that for Ashirvad. He was traveling with this huge team of devotees, maybe one place to another in the train. And some 3 people are there. And devotees are not allowing them to go and to see Prabhupada because they know these people are not going with them to learn something. They are going just for so-called Ashirvad. So finally they barged in somehow, devotees. Somehow they barged. And they sat in front of Prabhupada. So Prabhupada's, generally, how are you? You are from which place? Okay. Then after that he said, okay, tell me what can I do? Swamiji, please bless us, give us Ashirvad. So Prabhupada started smiling. So what Ashirvad do you want? So one of them became, you know, my back is paining from so many days. So Prabhupada was smiling, devotees started laughing like roaring because they knew this is the condition of people. Then Prabhupada said, see, look at this people. He is an African, he is an American, he is a Russian. You know, these people are from different parts of the world. None of them were even Hindus by their birth. Correct? All of them have now dedicated themselves to please the Lord. This is real Ashirvada. A person develops a desire to serve the Lord. You don't want that Ashirvada? So most of the Devata worshippers are not looking for any spiritual knowledge. If they will not go there. See, if you don't get something, why you will go? Now, if I have to get a haircut done, I will not go to a gold shop. What is the point? Because that doesn't happen there. So therefore, actually the devotion is applied only to the Supreme Lord. The rest is only a show. If somebody says, I am a devotee of Devi, the fact is he is making a show. Because devotion is not possible except to the Supreme Lord Vishnu. It is not possible. Because something, any activity has to have some motive, no? Now, when you go to the Lord, there is no motive. Why? Because the reciprocation is on a spiritual plane. Correct? Just like when we chant Hare Krishna, what are we asking? We are not asking anything material. My Lord, give me shelter. That's it. It's a spiritual, shelter is on a spiritual dimension. It's not a gross shelter we are asking. My Lord, my consciousness, my independence, everything is I offer to you. I just want to be your servant. And the reciprocation is transcendental. And person feels blissful in the shelter of the Lord. There is no material reciprocation, even asked. But any Devata cannot give you any spiritual benefit at all. That is not the locus standi. It's not that they can't give you, but people don't go for that. Okay? It's not that Devi cannot spiritually bless you. She can, but not independent of the Lord. She will make you a great devotee of Vishnu. Not that she will make you a devotee herself. No way, she will never do that. She will make you a great devotee of the Lord. She is a Vaishnavi. She is the topmost Vaishnava. Lord Shiva is called Vaishnavanam Yatha Shambhu. Among all the Vaishnavas, Lord Shiva is the topmost Vaishnava. She is a wife of Lord Shiva. She is also an exalted Vaishnava. In fact, we have so much discussion of her in so many Vedic literature. In fact, Brahma wrote a book called Brahma Samhita, which is very important in India to be read by everybody. Because there's so much confusion about different Devata, Devis will be clear if somebody reads that. Okay. So now coming, after clarifying that we should not match Devatas and the Lord, let us come to the pastimes of Lord Rama. So Lord Rama is not different from Krishna, he is the same person, but come in a different time with a different mission. His mission was to give an example, Maryada. Correct? How a person should be a perfect gentleman. Krishna did not come for that. Krishna's mission, Krishna came as a Lord, not to play any role. He played when he wanted, when he did not want, he didn't play. Correct? Completely independent as a Supreme Lord. So what happened that Lord Rama, when he came, his father, in fact at a very young age itself, and they were very small, Vishwamitra came and requested Dasharatha, can you send me these two boys? Some big demons are there in the forest, powerful demons. In fact, Dasharatha was so attached to them because Lord is always exalted in his qualities. He said, they are mere boys. I can come, please don't ask for them. How can I send this small two boys? Not this much, maybe more than that. Maybe teenagers by that time, but definitely not in their full, not at that time ready to take up the throne, still under training. He was very hesitant actually. So then what happened, that finally he agreed because he didn't want to anger Vishwamitra, the great sage. He was Rajguru also. Said, don't worry. Vishwamitra is there, don't worry. He'll take care. Actually, Vishwamitra can alone kill, and he is. There was a time he had taken role of Vishwamitra. He can do, but he didn't want. Now in a role of a Brahmana, he doesn't want to lift weapons. Okay? You all know the story? So finally they came, and actually, by the blessing of Vishwamitra, they eliminated all this thing. So that is the first lesson is here. God is always God. God does not become God. There are some jokers today. They say, I went to some Himalayas, somewhere in some cave, God knows where they went, and I become God now. Then I can also say God. Anybody can say. God is always God, dog is always dog. Dog does not become God, and God does not become dog. That is called law of identity. It's a proper statement. So he doesn't have to do some tapasya, it's always God. Krishna, right in the womb of his mother, when he came out, he took the full Vishnu form first. Narayana form first he exhibited. Correct? We all know that. And when he was a small kid, Putana came to kill him. He killed him. That is God. It's not that, he becomes God. Then the second instance that is showing his chivalry, his power, and his small body. Now the next thing what he showed was, which is exemplarily called Vairagya, which is one of the opulences of the Lord. There are 6 opulences of the Lord which distinguish God from everybody. God has 6 things in unlimited quantity. Nitya Nityanam, Chetanas Chetananam, Ego Bhunam Dadati Kamali. I am also conscious. I am also eternal. God is also conscious. God is also eternal. But He is one, we are many. But there is one difference. God is eternal, Nitya, Nityanam. We are also eternal. Chetanas, Chetananam. He is conscious, we are, all of us are conscious here. But there is one difference. What is that? Ek Bhunam Dadati Kama. That one person maintains all rest. Therefore, he is unique. That is the uniqueness of God. So anyway, the God, the same personality, have 6 things which distinguish any personality. First thing in this world today is Aishwarya. Somebody is rich becomes very respectable. He is the richest. He owns everything. Everything belongs to him. Sarvaloka Maheshwara. Then next, power. No match. Now in the movies they only create a false hero. These are real heroes. And they don't want to hear about real heroes. They are ready to see the false heroes again and again, again and again. People want to be cheated. So the real hero, unimaginably powerful. Ravana nobody could kill. So easily finished. Similarly Krishna, so many demons. Then next was Aishwarya Samagrasya, Virya, Yasha, very famous. To this day people are remembering the Lord. How many years? Over since Lord Rama's pastime. 2 million years ago. This is in Treta Yuga. Dwapara Yuga is 8 lakh years, Treta Yuga is 12 lakh years. Kali Yuga is 4 lakh years, but only 5,000 years ago. So 8 plus 12, 2 million years ago instance. We will not be remembered even 5 years after our death. Correct? If somebody you ask, tell your grandfather's father's name, he will struggle actually. Okay? Grandfather's grandfather, still he will struggle. Grandfather's grandfather's grandfather. Anybody knows? So we will be forgotten actually. But the Lord is remembered even to this day. People are remembered. And people read and delight in His pastimes. Very famous. Not only famous on this tiny earth, famous everywhere. Particularly in Vaikuntha. And then comes next Aishwarya Samagrasya, Virya, Shashasriya, then Jnana, very knowledgeable. Every word spoken by the Lord is valuable, to this day recorded. Bhagavad Gita is spoken to this day, people are taking benefit. And then we also speak so many things. Who writes it down, who takes benefit of that? Then the last thing, Vairagya, something about beauty. Lord Rama was also very beautiful. And Vairagya. Actually, Vairagya is most important, one of the opulences of an individual, but we are just seeing how people are situated. Lord is fully detached. He has no attachment. He is fully satisfied in it. God is called Atmarama, is fully satisfied in himself. Whatever attachment he shows is just for the affection for the devotees. Just like Lord Rama, when Sita was stolen, he can create trillion Sitas. It's not that he wants, but a devotee was surrendered to him. He has to give protection. He gave protection. So lesson number one, what we can take was that Lord is always God. Lesson number two, Vairagya. When Dasharatha told one day before, my dear son, you have to go to the forest. Correct? Imagine tomorrow you are becoming some chief engineer, so you're getting a Nobel Prize, or you're getting some huge job in, say, Google, some crores per annum, and previous day, and everybody is waiting for that. Whole college is waiting to felicitate, and all newspapers are waiting to write it down. Some huge thing. And your father says, Beta, you leave all this thing, go to the forest for 14 years. Just because one of my wives, what is it? Papa, please forget that wife. No, that is your stupid promise. No, I gave some promise to my wife, and she's telling you should not take off. Go to the forest and live there. So actually that's what it was. He said. In fact, he was very sad. He was very sad, Dasharatha, after his wife passed. But Kshatriyas were like that. Very principled. Today who is there? You see so much corruption, everything. No truthfulness, no honesty, no integrity. Look at the integrity. I have given a word. How can I take it back? They also give a big oath to the nation when they take the seat. Big oath is taken. I do this to my nation, do what they do, you all see after. No integrity. People have no value for what they spoke today. You look at this. He just said to his wife, okay, I'll give you your wishes. I don't want now, I'll ask you when I want. And somehow Manthara convinced her, Kaikai, to ask. Okay? Manthara, name is famous. That's why somebody is speaking something to the, it is doing Manthara, we said. So anyway, his father was very sad, his heart was broken when he was like, he said, my dear son. And whole kingdom was waiting. He was very popular. It's not like, even in the, recently I heard king in Bhutan, very popular in his kingdom, very popular. If the king is good, people love actually. People are so happy. If you have a crazy king, people feel so depressed actually, like today. Everybody is depressed. Because of so much, we need a leader. Country has a leader, but he's a crazy fellow. He feels so like an important fellow sitting, can't take any decision, He feels so irritated actually. We like to have a king who's when he speaks, he feels so happy. So principled is, correct? So Lord Rama was very popular in his kingdom. Whole kingdom was waiting for him to be enthroned. And then the holiday celebration had started. People are decorating their houses, all. And just one day before, his father said, my dear son, I cannot tell you. So father, tell him what I said. I have to go to the forest. That's all, huh? That's all. Such a small thing. Why are you feeling so bad about it? I'll go. That shows, Prabhupada says, our Acharya, in the history of the world, there is no Vairagya like that anybody has ever shown. Neither can show. This is one of the opulence of the Lord. Why? Because he's completed himself. We need fame, we need power. What do you need? He owns the whole universe. What do you need? Just playing some role here. Detached. It's fine. Actually, not only that, nothing happens by an accident. It was an arrangement. Lord had come also to punish Ravana. So it was an arrangement actually. But anyway, and Dasharatha could not bear the pain. He died when Lord Rama left. And then, that is the second lesson. Vairagya. We should also have Vairagya. Because in this world, nothing is permanent. Any time, anything will go. How many people you meet, students, they go to depression when there is a death in their family. Crazy fellows. You should always know. Any day it had to happen. Prabhupada used to laugh. He said to live is not wonderful. Sorry, to die is not wonderful. To live is wonderful. Sometimes somebody dies, he died. That is expected. Expected. It is going to happen one day. What is surprising is people keep living. Just like you go to Afghanistan now, or you go to now Syria. Every day so many people are dying. Suppose you go all the way there and you come back after 2 years. What do your parents say? So happy to see you, still alive. Correct? It's a dangerous place now. The same way this world is a dangerous place. Padam padam yatve badamana tesham. Every step there is a danger. In fact, in our life, look, so many times we just cheated them. So many times. Just escaped by a small fraction. Would have died. Recently one bus overturned. If you were there in the bus, maybe you would have hit somewhere. Like that, so many things happen. Once was one more bus last year. A driver was driving the bus and he had a heart attack. And so it's not our fault, somebody's fault, but it can happen any time. Here in Bangalore, that aircraft, that fellow pilot, even though the assistant pilot was saying don't land now, and he landed. He landed. It was a mistake of the pilot, or people died last year or 2 years ago. Things go so bad. So like that, what you want to say that any moment death can come. So when you see a friend after a few years, he's still alive, yeah? So surprised. To live is wonderful, not to die. So we should be detached, actually. We should be detached. We know for certain death is going to come anytime for any one of us. Okay? That is another lesson for us. Be detached. So always cultivate vairagya in your heart. We should have attachment to the Supreme Lord. Attachment is a tendency, but not in the wrong place. Otherwise, we will have only anxiety if you get attached to anything material. We should be attached to the Supreme Lord. He will never die, neither the soul dies. But be attached to anything, material position, material situation, material comfort. Either the comfortable position leave you, or you will leave the comfortable position. Okay. So the first is, we said, that was God is always God. Second thing was the detachment, correct? The vairagya, how the Lord left. The third lesson that we can learn is from the life of Hanuman. There was a complete stark difference between him and Rama. His life was to offer everything to Krishna, or to the Lord Rama. In the mood of Raghupati Raga, always wants to serve Lord Rama. His position was he wanted to offer everything to the Lord. Okay? What does he get? Spiritual pleasure. Do you think he was asking material pleasure? Did he ask Lord Rama, now I should have a nice palace after the war? Give me nice remuneration. Give me a lot of cash. Give me a nice wife. He was a brahmachari. Award brahmachari. What did he ask? Some recognition in the society. You should tell everybody I am so special. What did he want actually? When he shows the example of a pure devotee, he is a celebrated example, who feels unlimited happiness in the pleasure to the Lord. He rather shows, just like Prahlad Maharaj also, so many examples we have. That shows how much pleasure is there in selfless service to the Lord. He's showing the way. That is the way to take. Correct. And Ravana is an opposite category. His category is completely opposite. His category is somebody, a man. His previous birth is Hiranyakashipu. A man who wants Hiranya means gold, Kashipu means woman. To the extent he wanted, Lanka was called Suvarna Lanka, golden Lanka, very rich. And he was so much interested in woman, he even dared to steal the Lord's wife. It is a Matrivat Paradareshu. You see anybody's wife, you should give respect like a mother. Even now in India, the culture is there. Any woman say, Mataji. Correct. Bahanji is a new day invention. It's not Vedic culture, Mataji. And Ravana even dared to steal somebody's wife. In fact, the fact is he could never touch Mother Sita. You cannot even see her. She is Lakshmi. And Lord Rama and Narayana, how can you see also? If they don't wish, you can't see. But what was the classic about the case? Here, what he was given was duplicate Sita, not real Sita. But still, If you read the scriptures carefully, what Ravana got was duplicate Sita, not real Sita. He never could touch her, forget about seeing. Forget about touching, he could never even see her. But just for the pastime, because Lord Rama had to kill him, this fellow. Nefarious activity has to be, he had to be shown what kind of man is he. And he had to be punished for this so many other sinful activities. So the point is, Ravana gives an example of a man who is just after money and power. There was recently one boy, he was studying in IIM. So I asked him, what are the other friends you have? You are in the top college, management college in India. Said everybody is only interested after women and money. They have no other interest. Prabhupada used to give a nice example. It's like a vulture. Vulture flies very high. What is the vulture looking for? Some dead meat in the ground. Okay? क्या बोलते हैं? Kannada? Huh? Kannada, what is a vulture? But it is what it is looking for? It is looking for some dead meat in the ground. In the same way, the modern day man may be advancing so many ways, but the quality of consciousness is like a vulture. So-called advancement, but the man is so degraded. Finally, what he is looking for is such dirty things. Okay. That is our advancement of civilization. And what was the result of that? Hanuman was worshipped. Even today he is worshipped. Okay? And Ravana is burnt. Ravana is, not only he was burnt, his whole kingdom was burnt. Everything was destroyed. So the modern civilization, Prabhupada used to warn actually, modern civilization has taken a tendency like a Ravana. Godless civilization, generally. Nobody even talks about God. Even what is the Tamil Nadu, that fellow? Somebody by name, waste our time naming him. Some ex-chief minister. He said, it's all imagination, but God, Rama and all. He opens it. So Prabhupada used to say actually that you look at the example of Ravana. What happened when you become godless? Even though you are rich, your whole kingdom was destroyed. Yes, correct, Ravana? The same way, Prabhupada, by the grace of God, we may have some opulence. By grace of God, you cannot have anything independent. You may have some comfortable condition. But if you deny God, just wait for some time. Everything will be destroyed. Correct? So we should learn a lesson actually from that past time, that actually nothing will stay. Everything will be burned to pieces. Now next pastime, next lesson we can take is that even the wife of Ravana, Mandodari, when Ravana died on the battle, she said, you have made your body fit to be eaten by vultures and your soul fit to go to hell. What did you do, my dear husband? Because Prabhupada says that she was a very chaste woman. And she was not very happy with what Ravana had done. She knows the pain of Mother Sita. Correct? And therefore, when he died, she cried definitely, husband has died. I said, what have you done, my dear husband? This is your destination. Your body is today fit to be eaten by vultures and your soul fit to go to hell. This is your activity. So the modern day man also actually should know this is the destination they are facing. If they continue the way the civilization is, Prabhupada used to say many times, save your countrymen. He used to say his disciples, save your countrymen. They are all going to hell. The kind of activity, not only going, even this life they suffer. Even this life they suffer. People go mad actually. Today, when the sense gratification becomes the goal of life, Nunam pramatta kurute vikarma yate indriya priti apnoti. When sense gratification becomes the goal of life, what happens? Nunam pramatta, certainly person becomes mad. It's just a matter of time. Yesterday, when some actress in Bombay was murdered. Okay? Every day you read. It's like 1,000 if you want to read cases like that daily happen. You go, how much you can hear? That is within India. What is happening to the world? Nunam pravakta kurute vikarma. New thing now. They take a gun and just shoot people whom they want. They're going crazy. Why? Yata indriya priti apanate. Because enjoying the senses has become the mission of their life. Prabhupada says, if you want to enjoy your senses, you go to hell. You have to. This is a big mistake of a modern day man. You know, it is in my hormones, it is in my genes. Come mad or what? You're a dog or what? A dog can say like that because he has no capacity to control himself. A man should never say like that. Because he is a man, he can control. Or at least he should try to control. Then God will give him strength to control. So this is what we understand. There's one more lesson, the Mandodari lesson. Okay? So this is message from her. Then another interesting fact was that Ravana had an army, proper army, like a battalion. Lord Rama was under Vanavas. Actually, he could have gone back to his kingdom and brought his army. He was the emperor. He didn't want to do that because he didn't want to break the word given to his father. 14 years I'm in exile. Now what to do in the forest? How to fight this fellow with huge army? He made an army of monkeys. Correct? Yeah, few exceptions are there. There was Jambavan and there was Hanuman, and they are not. They are all celestial personalities. So the question was that with such a, he just took this, and actually mostly what these people threw was some stones and some sticks. And Ravana, except Lord Rama and Lakshmana who lifted weapons, they were only throwing stones and some sticks, trees. And other side was like proper army, with swords, a proper army, and but they lost. Therefore, that's the lesson. When you have a wrong cause, even with everything you lose. Finally you lose. They lost. Everything they lost. So even in the Mahabharata actually, one question comes, why did the Bhishma and Drona go to the opposite side? There are so many reasons. One of the reasons is, history wanted to teach, if you have a wrong cause, and even if you have people like Bhishma and Drona, which are practically invincible, you lose. You lose. There's no Satyameja, you will lose. And you lost actually. You lost. And then Lord Rama also, after winning the war, did not. Another thing is maintaining the chastity. Lord Rama's example is Ek Patni Vrata, which is very important for Kali Yuga. People cannot handle more than one wife in Kali Yuga. In fact, as per the Vedic custom also, more than one wife is allowed. Everybody had previously. But even Acharya or Prabhupada in the movement, he said, no, as per the Vedic customs, if you follow the scripture, it's allowed. But I will not permit it in Kali Yuga because you people can't handle it. There is no maturity. It requires maturity to be able to handle. And Kali Yuga therefore is Ek Patni, that is what is recommended. And Lord Rama's personal example is very important for that. When he lost his wife, he could have said, yeah, sure, I'll marry another woman. And another thing is, an administrator should never be timid. Just like, with the presidential debate we were seeing, one of the main reasons Obama is now respected in his country is punish the man who unnecessarily killed some 10,000 people. He was taking their cases and the opposite candidate nothing to say. It's like, that's what an administrator should do. Somebody ordered killing of innocent people. Go and finish him up. You have to do it. You may move hell or heaven. In fact, opposite candidate had previously said, you don't move hell or heaven just to kill one man. I said, no way. Even in hell or heaven has to be moved. Without the permission of the close ally, Pakistan, they went and killed him. And you look at the joy in the country after that happened. The next day, the newspaper headline, bastard is dead. People are so angry actually. So cowardice is not for an administrator. It was the biggest joke for an administrator. In administration, there is no cowardice. This is cowardice. When Arjuna said, let us forget the Kauravas, Krishna said, gone mad or what? You gone mad? Anare Jushta, what are you? Are you speaking like an uncivilized man? Duryodhana is a crook. He has to be punished for all he has done. Administrator does not do non-violence. Non-violence may be for a saint. He may forgive. That's a different issue. But not an administrator. You understand? Everybody has his role to play. Administrator has to punish. If I come to know somebody has, cut somebody's hand for no purpose, I have to go and punish that man. As per the law, punish him, catch him and punish him, correct? And you don't do anything, then why you are administrator? Then how can you collect tax? What right you have to collect tax? Administrator lives by only one day, tax from the public, correct? What right do you have to collect tax when you cannot give people protection or punish a person who has given harm to an innocent man, correct? Like in India, even somebody was joking, not one word of India came in the presidential debate. Yes, who cares for a coward man? Nobody cares for a coward man. Nobody. People will laugh at a coward man. It doesn't care that if the country continues with non-violence policy, people will laugh at the country. They are stupid people. You can go and do anything. They will not do anything actually. Because they are cowards. They took all. He moved hell and heaven to punish him. Same thing. I'm just giving an example. Lord Rama moved hell and heaven without an army, using monkeys. Just for example's sake, I'm developing. He moved hell and heaven and he punished the fellow responsible for some crime. It's a crime he did. It's a crime to kidnap somebody's wife. He punished him. On the way to punish him, he had to destroy his whole country. He had to kill his whole army. He had to burn his whole country. Yes, punishment has to be given. Why they came in front? Why they came in front? Just like Arjuna also, when his son was killed, Abhimanyu, you know that. Abhimanyu was killed in a wrong way. He was very powerful warrior, but he was killed in a wrong way. Actually, individually they could not have killed him, but they killed him together. And Arjuna came to know that, and he knew that one man who responsible for the whole thing was Jayadatta, who just did not allow any Pandava, because he was engaged some other place, to enter the, the whole Mahabharata. Arjuna was distracted to some other place. It was a whole plot, and they created a Chakravyuh. And Abhimanyu was in the womb of his mother when Arjuna was once explaining this to his wife, how to enter Chakravyuh, Subhadra, correct? And Krishna was explaining, to Subhadra. Okay, I'm sorry. Take it. And she slept. And when she slept, he thought no need to tell her anymore. So he heard only that much. So he knew when he entered, young boy, maybe 18-year-old. He was very young in the matter. But his wife was pregnant. And that's
Arjuna was explaining. Arjuna was explaining.
He is telling Krishna. Arjuna was explaining. Why will Krishna explain? But Krishna's sister, maybe some other pastime he had. Maybe both, whatever it is. Take care. So, anyway, so the point is that even after hearing, he did, and when he came, he didn't know how to get out of. But nobody can still fight with this. Very powerful. He killed many people. Very powerful people are killed by him on the way. And the Pandavas said, no problem, he doesn't know how to get out, but we are there. Bhima is there, he can just crush anybody. But Jayadatta had a benediction from Lord Shiva, I think, that for one day he can handle Pandavas except Arjuna. One day, not more than that. And he used a blessing that day and he stopped all the Pandavas to enter and he was slaughtered actually. They surrounded him and slaughtered. That's why when Karna was telling Arjuna, you know Kshatriya Dharma, don't kill me now. Krishna said, Arjuna, wait a moment. Hey Karna, what happened that day? What about Kshatriya Dharma that day? Kill him. Kill him. This fellow doesn't deserve any mercy. Kill him now. So anyway, so Arjuna also, he said, I'm going to kill him. And he moved heaven and earth next day to kill Jayadatta. Heaven and earth. And in fact, he was stuck at the last moment. because already the night had come. But Krishna had actually created a false night. He did something, some cloud, and created a mirage as if light will happen. Everybody started celebrating. Jayadatta also started jumping. And Arjuna was like, he had promised, if I don't kill him today, I'll commit suicide. Krishna said, Arjuna, don't cry. Are you ready? What? Light is going to come. Keep your weapon ready. So shook, suddenly, cloud moved, light came. And he was there celebrating. He just killed him one shot. So same way, I am saying a Kshatriya should not be non-violent at all. Lord Rama showed an example. We even see now that's the best thing to do. So that is it. We should never be, non-violence is not for a Kshatriya. That is under the Lord Rama also, no non-violence. He went and punished him. And Mother Sita also, we know that again, chastity, so many proposals there for Ravana. He told, I'll make you the queen, you will be everything. Just forget the one fellow. How many times he proposed? Correct? How many times? She said no, nobody. This is a good example how women should be chaste, and Lord Rama's example how we should be also be chaste. So, Srila Prabhupada ki